easier to give up, but you're stronger than that. Um, sometimes we just need some coping skills to get us through. I forgot to do my nails. Got to do that so I can look normal for school tomorrow. Um, and sometimes we might need like hormones. Our hormones might be out of whack a little bit, or we might have some coping skills or need to change a couple things. Sometimes it could be a chemical within our brains, but there are ways to thank you for the love. There are ways to make it easier. And once you start employing those techniques, it can start changing your life. So I want to ask you, Mimi, did you go for a walk today? Tell you what, that helps. Definitely go for a walk or do some physical exercise, because you gotta kind of stay busy sometimes, and that definitely helps, gets the endorphins, and kind of helps regulate our mood. How's your sleep been? I know I kind of have been with a messed up sleep schedule. I took a really long nap today. So you didn't. Oh, you got to do that. I know, poor Dixie, my dog right here. I need to take her for a walk. Keep her mental state too. That really does help. I know my ex, he was like a weightlifter. And it was really interesting. He would actually get really, really agitated when he didn't work out. And he was pretty good when he worked out. That's weird. Oh, you have sleep paralysis. I just did. Are you on my Facebook? Yes, you can fight. You can fight. That's when we get the strongest. So we have to change our mental state too. And I got Silentium. Hope you're doing well. I am doing well. Just finishing up my nails real quick because I like to have them dry. But yeah, I went swimming at my sister's and my hair got stained green. So you'll see it turn more green. Okay, so did you see my post about the sleep paralysis? That's something I want to talk about. If you guys have ever had that sleep paralysis where you can't move, I'd like to know if you guys were on your back. I was on my back when that happened. Kind of doing some research on that. Usually when I'm exhausted, sleep paralysis is terrifying. Silentium, were you on your back when that happened? How many times have you experienced that? Many times or just once or twice? That was so scary. It happens everywhere for you, no matter which way you sleep. Mine was on my back. And I swear this place was haunted. But Pop says, I heard you drove downtown and voted. You did. It's scary the first time. Okay. I think it'd be scary every time. What's my mom doing? Mom's posting stuff right now. But so mine, like I said, I think this place was haunted and we could talk more about that. But I was on my back and I had this dance studio, tanning salon, and gift shop that I owned. There were 2 apartments up top. And this place was part of the Underground Railroad. And you can go into the basement, underneath the street, up into the bakery on the other side of the street. So I have no clue the history of all that stuff. But Selenium says, first time was about when my child was about 5 months old. You were so tired. Yes, I remember the baby days. Hi from Thailand. Good to have you. You're used to sleep paralysis. What do you feel when you go through that? Because it felt like my soul was being pulled from me. It was like this big, dark, creepy entity was like trying to drag my soul out to the other side. I had no idea what was on the other side and I couldn't move. And I almost couldn't even make my thoughts. You just feel trapped. So I was trying to scream to Jesus, Jesus save me. And it was so hard to even get the thoughts together. And it was crazy. It was almost like it had control over your mind too. Selenium says, I fell asleep on the sofa while he was asleep. And did you have like a creepy feeling at the same time? Some people just, might not be able to move, or like Mimi says, I just feel trapped. Mine was scary. Was yours scary or only scary because you couldn't move? Mine was scary because of this like dark demon shadow, more than a shadow person. It had like definition somewhat. I can't move or speak. Yeah. And it was terrifying. I agree. So there is some studies and hey, good to have you here. Is that Justin? Thank you for joining. We're talking about sleep paralysis, and I'd love to hear more about you guys if you were on your back or a different position, because I want to do more research on it because I think there's something out there like spirits or demons or angels, all these kind of things, and um, they're kind of trying to say that some of it is like sleep apnea type stuff where it's a lack of oxygen. Selenium says, I heard loud noises like I was at a football match. Oh, I don't remember noises. I don't remember noises. Um, and low. It was, huh? I don't know if that's true. Selenium says, I was aware that I wasn't awake. Oh, what do you guys? I felt awake. I felt awake. And you were aware that you weren't awake. It was terrifying. Yeah, mine felt like I was awake. Then it's really hard to know sometimes what reality is because I've had certain dreams. I had one recently where I had to go to the bathroom in my dream. And so I kept like in my dream waking up or in my dream, I was going to the bathroom, coming back, going to the bathroom. I'm like, man, what is wrong with my bladder? I didn't bring my brush. Dang it. Let me see. Hold on. So eventually, luckily, I in my dream, I thought I had like some bladder infection or something. I was like, no, I just need to really wake up. Patch says today was the worst day of my life. Oh, goodness, Patch. Well, I just got to get a new career. Justin says, I can't talk about my dreams. Is that because they're terrifying? So Selenium says, I've learned to have control over it. And like I said, I tried to really form. Mine was religious. I don't know what you guys do, but it doesn't happen much more. That's good. I only had it happen that one time that I can recall. And Mimi says, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm literally so tired. I think it's time to talk to Dad and see if you could talk to somebody. Maybe even just like medically see why you're not able to sleep. You might have sleep apnea. I'm not sure. It can happen to thin people. A lot of times it happens to heavier people, older people. I know you're pretty young. He doesn't listen. Anybody at school going to be able to help you? Sometimes we got to take matters into our own hands and see what's available. There might be some resources at school. I know our school is really good with resources. And Selenium says, I have problems sleeping. Do you know why? Do you deal with like anxiety or depression? I kind of have problems because I take too many naps. I love naps. Mimi says, my so-called stepmom always jumps in the conversation. So maybe there's a way that you can pull him aside and talk to him. I know it's hard when you're like, I just want to talk to my dad. And that's where hopefully he'll listen and just say, Dad, I need to have a private conversation with you, just you and me. And sometimes we have to clarify. I've been practicing. What is military sleep? Oh, tell me. What is military sleep? Yeah, I think they do have certain training things. It doesn't work like that. Have you tried? Have you tried in the last 6 months? Sometimes people grow. I know. How long has your dad been with the stepmom? I'm looking on that. I'm loading up my computer. Military sleep. Yeah, because I think they have it where it's like, no, we need to go to sleep right now. And there's certain techniques to do that. Yeah, military sleep. And I have a feeling part of it is where you have to control your brain. All right, military sleep. All right, let's method. All right, here we go. Relaxation technique. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, take slow, deep breaths. And relax your face. Slowly relax your face. Drop your shoulders and arms. Once your face is relaxed, work your way down your neck, shoulders, and arms. Oops. And hold on, there's a couple steps. Work your way downward. Okay, so you're kind of like taking a deep breath. You're relaxing from your face down to your shoulders, and then your legs. You can feel it escaping through your feet. Oh, I'll have to try that. Mimi says they got married August 4th. Oh, just recently. Oh. Ah. So we got to kind of train dad that, when you need to talk to him, you need to talk to him alone sometimes. But yeah, that's a new relationship. And, they're all probably gung-ho about, this couple's thing, but say, Dad, I need to have a private conversation with you. And I got this one piece of hair. And just clarify, I need it to be private. So I don't know. You love my face. I love your profile letter. So thank you so much. She pulled him away from me. Yeah, sometimes there's some distraction. Maybe talk to dad. Say, look, can we have some time just you and me together? I'm missing you. Instead of letting the resentment build, sometimes we have to talk about it. So Justin says, do you think you've reached your limit for what? Limit for what? Is this a trap? Oh, no, I don't think I've reached my potential. I do not. I am 54 years old, and I just got accepted to do my master's in licensed professional counselor. I'd love to do that. I'm really debating at my age if I want to spend $45,000 to do it. And then there's 3,000 hours that you have to do within 2 years. And with LPCs, licensed professional counselor, you had to pay to be supervised during that time. So I don't think we ever reach our full potential, but we can reach a point where we're happy and content. Jogstrap, thank you so much for that, Rose. I appreciate that. I'm not talking to him anymore. I've tried many times. I'm done. I'm tired. So, Selenium, there is somebody else in here. Let me make sure that that's opened up to you guys for everybody. I keep forgetting that you have to hit live chat instead of, what's the other one? Top chat. So I hit live chat. Sometimes people will just watch, and I just logged in, so more people should be logging in. And then I have other platforms open at the same time to kind of help expand. I do want to get to a large group, or maybe we can start meeting up in person, doing little retreats, things like that. Can I just, nope. Sorry, Mimi, you are my adopted internet daughter, and nope. Mommy says, gotta hang in there. And yeah, we'll try to do yeah, Selenium. So thank you for understanding on that. Anderson says, do you read comments? I read yours. Justin says, yeah, I felt like I have reached my limit before, but sometimes I go back down. Now, limits sometimes when you're like, I've had enough. There's times I've reached that kind of limit where I just can't take it anymore. Things do get overwhelming in life. But as far as like my potential, my brain is still working, and I've always loved learning. So, just that's what life's about, learning and experiencing things. The one thing that's frustrating is I'm kind of Wednesday, I have an appointment. I just had a bone density scan, and I should log in, see if they gave me my report. But the facial expressions that they have are like, oh, you're fucked. So waiting to see on that. My hips hurt. And I was reading something about trauma, how trauma can get into different joints, because we're supposed to be, when we get stuck in that fight or flight mode for a long time. Am I Canadian? I did go to college. I went to St. Clair College in Windsor for sign language, but I'm from Michigan, grew up by the Detroit area, so right over the border, eh? What about you? I noticed, you spelled something correctly, but in America, we don't spell it that way. What was the word? Oh, learned. We say learned. So you're correct, but it's more the European. Where are you from? You are not leaving soon for real. Don't say that, honey. You want to meet me in person. Don't say that. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, Rabbit. And no, you're not. You're going to make me sad, and you're not allowed to do that. But Selenium says, my literature teacher was Canadian, and I assume she was American. So maybe you get them mixed up. Where are you from? Debbie is here. See, Selenium, I just said, you got to hang in there for a little bit. Debbie says, I had that test about 6 months ago. I'm supposed to take something, but the meds he gave made me sick. That's what I'm worried about. Yeah, because their facial expressions were like, oh, and I guess I have every marker for being at risk for osteoporosis, being tall, thin, like white, European, all that kind of stuff. And like family history too. Mimi, no. But there's people that care about you, you know. And you know, sometimes that can be our purpose in life, you know, to be there for the people that we care about. And there's ups and downs in life. There will be ups and downs. And sometimes it's hard. I don't want to discount things aren't hard. Justin says, you must have had fun in school. I can tell you like to learn about a lot. I do. And if you look at my transcripts are all over the place. I've had dance, different languages, my degrees in criminal justice. I went to nursing school, started my master's of education, went to law school, cosmetology, nail tech license. So yeah, I care, Mimi. I think your dad does, but he might not realize what he's doing. He might be distracted. And that's when, you know, sometimes we have to have that talk. It might be uncomfortable, or even just write it in a letter. Say, Dad, that's fine that you know, you love this woman, but I'm feeling disconnected and I would like some time with you. Maybe even just a half hour a day. Maybe you and I could go for a walk or talk, or on, you know, Sunday, maybe we can go have, you know, pancakes for breakfast together. And, so you're English, blimey. There you go. I love it. She was annoyed, offended. Oh, was she? Yeah, some people are really like hardcore. They don't want to be confused with a different country. I don't care. I like Canadian people. So Justin says, what do you think about talks about issues, or would you rather just move on? Because for some people that's difficult. Yeah, there's times that you know, there are issues and there are times that it's too difficult. I'm going through that right now, where it's like the solution is right there, but it's too difficult for the other person. There are dismissive avoidance, people that don't want to self-reflect, people that take things the wrong way, where they feel that you're blaming them when you're just trying to communicate with them. If it can be a positive outcome, yeah, it depends on what it is. You know, somebody cheated on me and it's too difficult for them to talk about, you know, that's going to be a problem. But if you didn't take the trash out and you're overwhelmed because of work, maybe now is not the time. So depends on what the issues are, how, you know, there's times we can give grace. Do I really need to talk about the garbage right now? But other times, you know, if it's bringing maggots into the house, it's like, no, this needs to be handled now. And that's where, you know, hopefully two people are, you know, able to have that kind of conversation and to look at the outcome instead of like personal attacks. Like, I'm not mad at you about the garbage. I'm just not liking the maggots. Phil is here. Hello, hello. Good to have you. Did you guys see my mermaid hair? You'll see it more when it dries, but I went swimming and it turned, you can see it. I don't know. It turned green. So I do care, Mimi. You're not. No, you're not, Mimi. Don't promise me that. You're promising to break my heart? Nope, not doing it. Justin says, what do you think about that? Because Justin says, because sometimes talking about problems become the whole topic. Yeah. I've had relationships like that, where you're like, "Do you mind just calling me a little bit more?" And it goes into you're like, "Oh my gosh, now we hate each other." I have never seen the movie Hocus Pocus. My daughter dressed up as one of the characters before, and she was spot on with it. And Joe, thank you for the follow. Is there something about the movie Hocus Pocus? Phil and Debbie, how are things going for you? Yes, Mimi, I am not going to let you do that. Nope. Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate that. Yes, feel free to. Yeah, we're just here to talk about whatever you would like to. And you're so polite. Man, I wish you could come in and train my students to do that. What is a hoax? HOAX. A hoax is like a lie, a trick. So there's a lot of hoaxes out there where they get you to believe something. Yeah, it's more like a lie or a trick. HOAX. Nope. I'm serious too, Mimi. But how do you guys feel about that? Debbie says, kind of like meeting a narcissist. Oh, hoaxes, or what do you mean? Yeah, that's not always good. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So Debbie, I think what Debbie is saying is that when you have these relationships and you're like, hey, look, when you talk to me with that attitude, it kind of bothers me. Can you just kind of tone it down? Maybe you're agitated about work, and then they start bitching you out even more, and you're like, this is not working. Yeah, it's like they take it as a personal attack, and it's really hard to have those kind of relationships with narcissists or like a psychopath, sociopath, where they don't care, or they're like, yeah, fuck you, don't tell me what to do, and then they do it on purpose. Justin says, apparently I've got a few different names, but one hoax is a plant. HOUX, because HOAX is like the lie. HOUX. Oops. Oh. I wonder. It's written in French. Why is this written in French? I can read it, but the fruits are red. It's written in French. I'll leave. If I leave, it would be better. No more stressing. No, we are meant to go through stresses. That's how we grow. And that's how you get the best life possible. So, when things go bad, I take it as, God's trying to redirect us. He is trying to bring us closer. And there are some hard lessons that, are we being taken away from God? Are we focusing? Are we not believing? Because right now it's getting hard because God wants you to come to Him and say, I can't take it anymore. I need your grace. I need your, I have faith and guidance. So it sounds crazy, but sometimes we got to hit rock bottom, like a wake up call. So Justin cares about you, and never mind, go to bed, have wonderful dreams. Sometimes we just need to sleep it off, but Mimi's been having a hard time. There's a lot of new things in your life. You got that new stepmom and new school, and those are high stress times. Also, divorces or marriages or mortgages, all these kind of things. Would I date a Mexican? It just depends on the person. It just depends on the person. I have lots of friends that are Mexican. I haven't really dated. So, I teach English as a second language. So it just depends on the person. Mr. 2024. It can be horrible. But that's, like growing pains. I'm 6'1". There are definitely growing pains, even just with our body. Your life is moving too fast. So you're a little bit overwhelmed. And we'll have to think about some things to stay on target. Sometimes it's easy to kind of give up or take extra naps or just kind of chill or do the doom scrolling, but that's going to put you further behind and make it more overwhelming. So you got to kind of fight yourself and just say, I have to stay on track. And you'll make me tacos? There you go. Okay. I'm down for that. Mimi says my dad and his wife are, they're already arguing? They just got married August 4th? Uh-oh. What do they argue about? Debbie says God turns you around when you go astray. It's normal and it will pass. And it's him bringing you closer. So you say, I think he sees what I comment on YouTube. Are you talking about your narcissist? Ooh, do we have him in our chat, or are you talking about somebody from a different platform? I'm tired of it, so I'm leaving. Well, you can. So I can't hear it anymore. Man. Oh, good spelling. Good spelling. I'm proud of you. Yeah. When people argue, that can actually cause brain damage. And, you can tell your dad, if you guys are going to have that discussion, keep it away from me. I don't know. That's hard. Your birthday's coming up though. Your birthday is coming up. So yes, the narcissist. You think they're here? Hello. Please hit like. Welcome to the channel. But yeah, today should have been my wedding anniversary. Yeah. So happy September 24th. Yesterday was my mom's 80th birthday. And can you guys hold on for 1 second? Please hold on for 1 second. I will be right back. I promise it's like just half a second. I'm right here. I didn't leave you guys. Oh, walking like an old lady. I went to log in and my back slipped. My back is actually out of place right now. So yeah, exactly right after my birthday. That is terrible, Mimi. Nope. Look at that smiley face here. So Mimi, when you keep talking like this, I want you to go get help. Okay. I want you to get somebody to talk to. I can only do so much. If you want, I can do a one-on-one with you. Cynthia@asoulsurvivor.com. You can email me, but there comes a time where we have to take, yeah, you're good. Are you really good? Then do me a favor. Don't put me through an emotional roller coaster unless you're absolutely serious. And if you're absolutely serious, we have to take an intervention because that's serious. And we have to be careful what we speak. It does affect other people. It affects me. It affects other people in the chat. They worry about you. But it also opens, and this is like how the devil works, is I am serious. So, it's time to talk to someone. It is time to talk to someone. Because when we start putting it's only you though. So I appreciate that you're comfortable talking to me though. And even if it is only me that cares, sometimes we just need one person. We just need one person. So don't break my heart. Not allowed to do that. How's that? And that's the truth though. Sometimes if we just have one person, we don't want to overwhelm our friends or our family, but they're there to help us through. Do I have dreams? Yes, I do. When I'm very tired, I dream a lot. I'll have 6 to 8 dreams during that night when I'm super tired. That's how I know I'm exhausted. Because you can't leave. And do you mean leave the world or you mean leave the house? Let me know what you mean by that. Are you talking about moving out? Because I'm taking it as you're talking about leaving the world. So maybe we can clarify that. Both. Nope. And when we get to that point, we have to realize, we are on this earth for a reason, and it's a blessing. And Mimi, you said before that you believe in God. Be really careful on that because I don't know what you believe with like heaven and hell and what gets us saved and into the kingdom and all that kind of stuff. To really know what you believe before you do anything. And that's when we're supposed to have our faith. Because I've had like right now, I told you today is the day I should have had my anniversary. And, 3 weeks before my wedding, even after I had my bridal shower and sent out my invitations, we had that nice little talk. Um, and to this day, I still wonder, did I do the right thing? Because, we had a daughter together and I got scared, like, do I leave? Do I stay? And I had the pressure of the final portion of my schooling. Do I go back to the other side of the state where I have help in case something happens because I wasn't working, didn't have daycare, all that kind of stuff? And why is he canceling the wedding? We already live together. We have a child together. And, I had a lot of regrets. Like, should I have stood up? Did I fail the family? A lot of regret on that. But, we did try again. I get a speeding ticket on Valentine's Day, and then we never talked again, other than arguments over our daughter. And it was mind blowing how, you try to talk about things. And I did have that freak out stage. So that was my fault. I didn't handle that the right way. But Justin says, I want to learn about mummies. So Mimi says, I believe in heaven and hell. So really think about what you're doing then. Kanye made a song about heaven and hell. I haven't heard that. Is he confuses me. Is he real? Like, did he get on the religious bandwagon? Cougar on the prowl. Hi, Timmy. How's it going? Can you guys start to see yeah, you can see the green. Do you see the green in my hair from the pool? Let me know if you like it because it's probably going to stick for a week or so. I don't, my daughter's a hairdresser and she gave some advice on how to do it. And a friend of mine who's also a hairdresser, to counteract the green, you're supposed to kind of stain it with some red. And they suggested, I don't know, maybe I'll do that in a live. I'll stain my hair with ketchup. Do you guys like to see me with ketchup in my hair? Timmy says, going good. Another day in paradise. I'd love to hear where you guys are from. Paradise sounds nice to me. I'm in Michigan. Mimi says, I know. Be careful. Be careful on that. Because in a way, you're turning your back on God. He put us here for a reason. He didn't put us here to give up. And you are telling him you don't trust him. You are telling him that I have control over my life instead of him. You're kind of playing God, and that's you're your own idol, if that makes sense. That's where the faith is. I have no idea how long I'm going to last, but there's lots of twists and turns. I ended up somewhere I never thought I would be. And, I've had good things and bad things, but life is a journey and there's no rush. Even if you do go to heaven, there's no rush. There's no rush. That's eternity. And, that would affect me. And your life feels like a rush, but you're still so young. And, there's things you haven't experienced. Have you ever thought about being a mom? Or I don't know if you'd like to get married, but do you have a career goal? We all can make differences. Sometimes I had this one friend where she was really upset. She started dating this guy and they broke up because he went back to his previous girlfriend. And she's like, why is this always happening to me? Like, she was down and out about her luck. And I said, well, maybe your purpose was for him to realize that he was supposed to be with her. And, we got to take turns, sometimes it's our turn to shine and other times we're kind of guiding other people, Debbie says doing something like that is a sin against God and he doesn't approve. So I'm tired of faking my happiness. I get it. And maybe that's a lesson here. Maybe that is the lesson, is it's time to talk to somebody and say, I'm sad. Because we don't have to be happy all the time. I used to think that, And Mimi says, I know it's a sin. So it's almost like purposely sinning and then saying, so I knew what I did, forgive me. Um, it's easier to forgive when you're trying to do right. You're trying not to sin, but when you know it's a sin and keep doing it or proceed. So that's what holds me back. It's a sin. Nope, you can't do it. That because you can't fix it afterwards. I'm not risking going to hell if I made a mistake. I'm not making that mistake. Debbie says God is in control. He decides when it's our time, but until then it comes, you need to get yourself some help. And there's no shame in getting help. I know a lot of people struggle with that. Who do I look up to? I'm 6'1", nobody. Who do I look up to? I my father, he passed away, but just what a kind soul he was. Definitely a hard worker. Um, just the respect. He deserves so much respect. Also, my uncle, his brother, won the Nobel Prize. So both brothers were extremely intelligent. Pretty lucky in my family with like the education. It's really interesting at family gatherings. Um, and just like my mom, she came over from the Netherlands and she graduated, I think, at age 14. She came over here when she was 11, didn't even know English, and she still was able to graduate like 4 years early. So just perseverance. And that's a perfect timing on this question. Oh, you didn't catch what I said very first, my father. And then I talked about my uncle who won the Nobel Prize and just my father's kind heart, kind heart. Um, no, 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 what? Justin, you said something smart about it. You laughed. What did I say? Something smart about. Oh, I said I'm 6'1". I don't look up to anybody. That was my joke. I'm 6'1". So I did though. We went to my mom's birthday party and there was a guy like 6'7". So I was just being silly. Haha. Mimi says I can't even cry anymore because I'm literally drained and empty. And that's like, the only way to go is up. So take that as a positive. Sounds crazy, but if you take it as a positive. Debbie says, I see a therapist. Debbie, what are some things that have helped you that you think might help Mimi when she's kind of getting down and out? We have to think about what is missing. And I think part of what's missing is your relationship with your dad. And I think you need to have that talk. You know, we can decide not to have it. And you feel empty. And so what I want you to do is when people are offering you love, true people, not like some perverted people, but when I say things and I care and other people are on here caring about you, that you absorb that. So often we just brush it aside. But there's love out there for us. And sometimes we're chasing what we need, but it's already there. It is already there. And, as the anniversary of the anniversary that didn't happen, I can sit there and long for that relationship, or I can realize I got people in my life. And that's what I need to focus on instead of the emptiness of the relationship that fell apart, that I have to like count my blessings. So maybe even tonight, write down some things that are important, that I care, that others care. So you say your dad doesn't listen. That's why I don't say anything anymore. He thinks I'm happy. He thinks you're happy, so he's not going to connect with you being sad. And that's what we talk about, like the masking and why relationships fall apart and resentments happen, that you're portraying yourself as happy and you're trying to keep the peace, which, people pleasers, that can really harm you in your relationships. You're gonna, if you ever get married, you're gonna be the peacekeeper, and you're gonna repeat this situation with your future husband, where you're like, I can't say anything and I just have to take it and I just need to pretend I'm happy. And then it's gonna come to a point where you're gonna go through emptiness, you're gonna go through depression, and this is part of what you need to learn. Oh, you did hear what I said? Were you testing me on my brain? Mimi says, um, who knows? What? How's it going? We're just talking about life. And Debbie is asking, do you have a Bible? Try and read Psalms. It's in the middle of the Bible. That helps me. Pray and ask God to help you. He will, but we always need to take that first step. Yeah, God helps those that help themselves. There's not going to be a flying Bible right at you. But Psalms is really good. Mimi says, I'm not getting married or having kids, and that's totally fine. Um, that was something that was important to me, but I haven't been married, and life is still good. We don't all have that kind of dream, so that's totally fine. God sent me to you. Oh, you need a good woman? And how do you know? What's your sign? Hoot owls. But Harold is here. Nice having you guys join. Feel free to hit that like button, share, bring more people in. It's 1:23. I'll be on for a little bit longer. I do have to teach in the morning. It's almost 1:30 in the morning. So if there's something in particular you guys would like to talk about, we're here till the hair dries, and then I go to bed. Mark is here. And that's good. That's good. You don't want to feel this anymore. That is what's pushing you to change. Once we get to that point where we can't stand what we feel like anymore, it will continue until we change something. So we have to think about what to change. And you're not leaving. You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to. You don't really want to. Because I'll tell you what, you were excited to talk to me today. You sent me a message. We were asking when I was coming on. We have a connection. So you have somebody in your life. You have somebody in your life. And, it might not be like 100% what you want, but it's a stepping stone. And Debbie says, neither is my daughter. She doesn't want to bring kids up in the world. That's why she has a dog. Yeah. Do you like animals? Do you like any animals? Maybe you can ask Dad for a fish. Do you like fish? Or a little turtle? Little turtle? And thank you guys for the likes. I appreciate that. So you don't know. You just know it happened. Okay. Mimi says, who said that I can't leave? God. We're not supposed to give up. There are trials and tribulations, and I've seen, and I don't mean to discount what you've gone through, but this is like a testament to the fact that there is a way. There are people who are paralyzed, quadriplegicized, and deaf-blind people. And look at Helen Keller. Do you know anything about Helen Keller? Yeah, now you're talking. But like Helen Keller, she was in this dark, silent world, and something within her knew there was a God out there. Look her up. She's fascinating. Helen Keller. She was, when she was, I don't know, somewhere around like 14 months old or something. She had, I want to say scarlet fever, but there's she had a high fever. And there was also some research, maybe her stomach stuff, but she had a high fever. And because of that, like burned her brain, and she ended up losing her sight and her hearing. So she was in complete darkness and couldn't hear anything. And so she would throw little fits because she didn't know how to express herself. and she was very loud. A lot of deaf people will be loud because they don't know setting something down. It's like slam, slam. So she was like causing a lot of problems in the family, and the mom wanted to coddle her. And the dad is like, this girl's getting more and more spoiled. She's causing problems with the siblings and making life hell. And so they brought in this lady named Anne Sullivan, and she ended up teaching Helen how to communicate. And she went on, she met several presidents, she wrote several books. Did she become a congresswoman too? I can't remember on that. But um, so Mimi says, my life is hell literally. I can almost guarantee Helen Keller would have loved your life. She would have loved your life. But she persevered and she didn't let her obstacles get in her way. And she was able, like I said, she met presidents and traveled the world, different countries. She met people from all over the world. And, you know, at her teenage years, she would have never thought that. She never would have thought that. And she had such a good outlook on things, a peace about her. So you say your life is hell, literally. Be careful on that because hell is going to be a lot worse than what we're going through. And I wouldn't risk going there for anything because there are times it does feel like hell on earth. And just in case, I just put that together just in case. I like that. Debbie says we all feel that way in our lives, but that's when you try harder, never give up. That's when you're being pushed to grow, to change something, or to communicate. It might be the opportunity to connect with your dad because you feel a disconnect, but you have to have that conversation. Sometimes we might even just want to write it down. Justin says, you actually made an impact on my life in a positive way just a couple times that I've talked. I appreciate that. I love hearing that. That's why I'm here, is sometimes we just need somebody to understand or validate or encourage us. So do you hear what Justin said? To really take up. I gave up talking. Okay, well, that's fine. If that's your choice, then you might want to find somebody else to talk to, maybe a friend at school, or maybe you could join a youth group at church. I know we had a ton of fun with that. I got to go out to Colorado and whitewater rafting and rappelling and all that kind of stuff. And there are ways to raise money. I don't know your financial situation. Just like here, you can send me a rose. But there are, little fundraisers people can do. But yeah, a lot of us have struggled at one time. You have youth classes Friday. Ooh, good. I like hearing that. Is it a big church you go to? Man, I'm getting tired. Hair's still wet though, so you guys still have me for a little bit. That might be, I may have to blow it dry though. This can take like 2 hours sometimes. I might not even go, well, that's up to you, but it'll be uplifting and probably good for you. What does ridicule mean? To ridicule someone, how can I put it in there? To kind of say what's wrong with someone. So if I'm like telling you guys to stop ridiculing me, you're going to tear apart everything I say. They do that a lot with like religion sometimes where people give other people a hard time because they don't believe the same kind of things. But ridicule is to give a hard time, basically nitpick and pick apart beliefs that could be different. It's just really giving somebody a hard time. Hoot says, look, what are you saying? Old man lady. What am I saying? You eat my lunch? Why are you going to eat my lunch? I don't usually eat lunch. Tristan says, stop making fun of the things you believe, etc. Yeah, good way to put it. Justin says, have you ever seen The Wizard of Oz? Yes, I have. There was a bar in Southwest Michigan that had her actual shoes, her ruby shoes. And they were actually stolen from that bar, but they were like tore up on the bottom. I can't remember how many pairs she had, but that was kind of neat to see. They, just sequin shoes. But Mimi says, just know God knows how I feel. He does know how you feel. And, they talk about if you read your Bible 4 times, that it can start giving you some peace. They did studies where 1, 2, or 3 times, it doesn't have the same kind of effect if you read it 4 or more times. So have you read even just a couple verses? We have to put our effort in. So yes, I have seen the Wizard of Oz many times. We would watch that at Thanksgiving. That's kind of a tradition. But Tristan, thank you for that. Debbie says, I used to go to our youth group at church. Later, they voted me to be the president. I was only 18, but that's how I learned to stand up and talk and be me. It helped me a lot. So she didn't know that when she was 17. And when she was 18, it made a big difference in her life. So you have to go through the different stages. So you read your Bible. Have you read it this week? We're day 2 into the week. I'll be honest, I haven't read mine. I need to. I have a really good study with the history, and I need to take more time for that. I'll be honest. Laura's here. It's not easy for everyone. Yep, I agree. You read it today. Was there something in particular that stood out to you? And can you brush my hair? If you were here. Debbie says you might feel sad right now and a sense you are reaching out in this group. Ooh, I like that, Debbie. Yep. Hold on. Geez, they're so picky on this. I got to verify, do a little puzzle. Okay. It's too picky. There we go. Okay. There we go. You read Luke 8:17. All right. So Luke 8:17. We're going to look that up. Unless you remember it. Luke 8:17. All right. Let's see what it says. For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open. Nothing hidden that will not be disclosed. Ooh, life will unfold. Let's see. So this, I looked up the meaning. So this is what you read, and tell me if it was God speaking to you, because it says it encourages us to search our hearts, expose hidden motives, and let go of pain and unforgiveness. It emphasizes the importance of listening to Jesus's teaching and responding obediently to receive more light. So it's very interesting. Let me ask you first, how did you come up? Did you just open it, or is it you've been reading and that's what you came across? Please tell me how you came across that verse today, and I have something to say about it. So we'll wait to see what Mimi says, because sometimes God does speak to us. And hi, Andy. Justin says, have you ever seen a grizzly bear in real life or a polar bear? I've seen videos of polar bears, but as far as a grizzly bear, my friend, it was probably a brown bear, not a grizzly bear, but she was hearing this cow like moaning, and it seemed like there was a bear down there that attacked the cow. There's a big old stampede of cows going, but thank God I've never seen one in real life. I would freak out. I know there's brown bears here. I don't know if there's grizzly bears. We have brown and black bears. Where exactly are grizzly bears? And hold on, Mimi. I saw what you wrote. Our grizzly bears in Michigan. Oh, we'll do the map. See how far away they are. Okay. Oh my gosh. They're more, yeah, they're not really here. Let's see. I am probably about 2 hours, 2.5 hours away. Grizzly bear range map. Current range, that's way up on the west side of Canada for grizzly bears. And a big boy. Oh, yeah. Justin says, yeah, I look up to my woman, not going to lie, but that could be a bad thing. You look up to her like out of respect, you mean? Tell me what you mean by that. So, Mimi, somebody gave you that verse, and that's a very good verse for what you're going through. You know, that where did it go? That he's asking you, come to me for guidance. And you know, that's a really good verse. Really take that to heart. And if you want, I'll reread what the meaning of it is, but that fits you really good right now. That we have to have faith. Everything is going to come out. That you should have these conversations. Let go of unforgiveness. You're kind of angry at your dad right now, and you're not going to have a good conversation with him until you get rid of that anger. And I think it's important, especially since your mom's not in the picture, from what I understand, that you have that connection with your dad. And, you know, instead of yelling at him, not that you do, but instead of yelling at him or be condescending or that he sucks as a dad, just say, Dad, I love you and I want to have a connection with you. And I'm feeling this way. But when we start putting on those masks, I'm happy, people are going to think we're happy. So they're not going to give us what we need. So that's something we have to take into account, that it's like self-fulfilling prophecy. If we put up that facade, you know, and it is also misleading. You know, let's say they're watching, I don't know, something on TV and you're like, oh, this is great. Well, it's family time. So they're going to think you like it and they're going to keep doing it when you're like, I can't stand watching this. They're not going to get to know you and the things that you like. So, but like Debbie said, this too shall pass. So Tristan, what's been going on with you though? But yeah, ridicule. I'd like to know what you mean by you look up to your wife, but maybe you shouldn't. If you're talking about like power dynamics, sometimes there is that power dynamic. I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about. And got 5 new messages. Justin says, yeah, I look up to my woman, but that could be a bad thing. Like respectfully. So that's good though. That is good. As long as it's like mutual. Do you feel she respects you as well? Because there are times, you know, it kind of turns into the mothering dynamic if that's what you're worried about. Hopefully she respects you as well. It's good to respect her. Hoot says, treat her more than any ruby or jewels. And it makes sense that, you know, when we make our woman happy, she's going to want to make us happy too, as long as it's a healthy person and not somebody just out for themselves. Mimi says, he always yells at me though, so I have a reason to say what I need to say. I have no reason to say what. So dad probably has some issues with, he probably wants to do the right thing. And when he feels that he's not doing the right thing, or I don't know if dad struggles with alcohol or anything like that, but usually people yell because they're hurt or over stressed. He might be overwhelmed. You know, he's got a lot. He just went through a big change in life too. He might be scared, trying to do the right thing. He might worry how you and the new wife are going to interact, all these kind of things. But, you know, you can tell, you have to tell him, I can't handle you yelling at me. If you're going to yell at me, I'm going to shut down and we're not going to have a good conversation. So it's hard though. Justin says, I mean, women, not woman. My bad. Oh, how many wives do you have? Uh-oh. Uh, Doug says, I love you and want to make you happy. Oh, okay. Mimi says, I just leave it alone since nobody cares and nothing is happening. You got to stop with the nobody cares. You could say your dad, you could say certain people, but there are people that care about you. And sometimes when we do that little shift, that it'll make a difference when we're feeling really alone. Instead of feeling nobody cares, we focus on there are people that care. Justin says, I'm not in a relationship, I'm single. Hoot says maybe he got old. Are you talking about her dad? So I feel you on that one, Justin. Tom says, beautiful. What is that with that? Do we get like banned for saying that? Tom, are you trying to get me in trouble? Why does that get people in trouble? I think it gets people in trouble. Troublemaker. So Justin says, yeah, it's complicated. Uh-oh, tell me your story. So Tom, am I correct? Because I saw something on that. Trying to there's certain rules, and I don't want to get in trouble. I don't know. Don't get me in trouble. So we got oops. I just did something. Hi Mark, good to have you here. Hello. But before I go, if there's anything you guys would like to talk about, nice to have you here. Mashed potato sounds delicious, and Jeffrey is here. But depression is real. Anxiety is real. They are saying, teenagers too with social media, they're doing a lot of research on that. You guys have a whole different generation than what I did growing up. Justin says, so what made my hair green? I know. I did not dye it. I went swimming. It'll fade out, but I went swimming at my sister's, and the night before she put some shock treatment in it, and she said it had like little like blue dye that kind of would let you show that it was working and dispersing, and she didn't want it with the blue, but my hair just absorbed it, and yeah, it was real green. Saturday. So you can still see it. I don't know. Not crazy. But yeah, there was a picture where my hair was like leaning on my shoulder, and it's like the greenest, right? Debbie says, you might feel sad, but just got to keep going. Feels like I have depression again. And it sounds like it. It might be, your chemistry is off a little bit, or your hormones. So there are certain things that can help with that. If you are on any birth control, that sometimes if you're on the wrong kind, it can cause depression. There are some birth controls that'll, kind of even out your hormones. But if you are on any different kinds of medications, or you might be lacking certain vitamins, so, or are we comparing ourselves? Heck no. Well, I know sometimes people will do it to regulate their cycle. I'm sure you're a good girl. But sometimes, because it can kind of help with acne sometimes, or heavy periods. So, but feels like you have depression. So, yeah. And it's better to stay off of that stuff usually, because it can affect you, so. But there are times that people do it. Jonathan is here. Good to have you. And Debbie says we need to Debbie is saying, listen to this, guys. Debbie is saying we need to figure out what matters to us in life. Try making a list, good and bad, that can help. We need to like and love ourselves. My name is Cynthia Schiller, Schiller. You can follow me on the FB. But Cynthia Schiller. I want it to go away. And we got to take the steps to help it go away. It can be a struggle sometimes. It could take a year or two. It's not going to happen overnight, and we have to understand that. But Debbie, you went through that too, where uh, it was really freeing. It's like this whole weight is lifted off, but it's a struggle to get there sometimes. And I get it. There's times you want it to go away. Debbie says I always go through it. LOL. And it goes in cycles. You will have some cycles. You'll have a great time. I know for me, it sounds stupid. I have a hard time having a nice time because that pisses me off. Because this is weird. Like I have a hard time when I have a nice time because I'm like, I wanted it with that person, and I get mad and I get sad. But then it's like, I was really lucky to have a nice time. And showers do help. Thank you, Debbie, for that. That's why I took my shower today. It gives me energy, a little bit more confidence. And yeah, showers are great. Plus, it smells good. Maybe use certain different soaps or feel the bubble bath or whatever it is, the warm. Sometimes you might want to do a little cold water shock. I won't do that, but that can help reset that vagus nerve. You took one too. You took a shower too. Yes. And what was I going to say? But living in the moment. A lot of us forget this. So I was talking about how I would get mad. But when you drift off to those thoughts, you're not living in the moment. So when I focus on what it feels like to be outside, or the water of the river on my body, or all these kind of things, taking in the sounds of the birds, the breeze, what it feels like, or even just, that my friends are interacting with me, that when you live in the moment, you are happy. When I start drifting off into the past or what the future should have been, I get sad. So like right now, Mimi, live in the moment. We're having this conversation. We're getting to know each other. We're meeting new people. And sometimes we got to take it for what it's worth. Not everything in life is going to be so exciting. But we do have certain control over where our life goes. Mimi says, I used to be happy. And we'll get back there. We will get back there. There are ups and downs in life. Not everything is going to be happy. I had my dad pass away, and my grandparents, and I had miscarriages, and I told you guys I'm a burn victim. There's times, I didn't look like I wanted to look. But, it doesn't mean you give up, because, I have a daughter, I have grandkids, so I can focus on the people that aren't in my life anymore, whether it's through death or relationships, or I can focus on, what is in my life. And there's also patience. Patience is a virtue. Sometimes we want things right now. Debbie says it might help a new beginning and the awakening empath. So Debbie does have a Facebook channel that you guys can go to. Has really good uplifting memes and things like that, and you can interact with her. I need to be better about that, but I do see your posts and I need to interact more. Did you just see? I think I just saw a bunch of green. But yeah, a new beginning and the awakening empath. And this is the power of yet. So you say you can't, just say I can't yet. Because your statements, I can't, are you giving up? I can't yet means you haven't given up. And if you don't give up, you're going to continue to pursue it. So we have to realize there are power in our words, and also, with that spiritual warfare, don't tell the demons that you gave up. Tell them that you're a fighter. And show them how strong you are, so they'll leave you alone. You're going to be too strong for them. Justin says, I feel like there are two leaders that have lost control over time. Are you talking about in the government or in a relationship? Zach is here. Nice to have you. And I don't know what this solo match is, but something, I don't know. And I don't know if you're talking about like humans or the spiritual. Not sure. And Miles is here. Nice to have you back. Debbie says, I have other people in my group that feel like giving up at times, but they don't because they know that that isn't the answer. And we got things to look forward to. We got my cooking show. I'm going to, as long as the weather's good, I'm going to have some friends over this weekend and I will do a cooking show. So Debbie, I got to go through your recipes. I think I'm going to do, I don't know. You've done some good. I still want to make that marry me chicken. I've been wanting to try that. And then chicken marsala, but also Grandma Schiller's lasagna, but you got some desserts that I want to make. And there were some other like food. I don't really eat desserts, but I like making desserts. Let me know what's on the menu. I will. I'm going to have to go through. There's some good ones. So this winter I'm gonna be doing some more. I'll have to do that, like maybe on a Saturday or Sunday, do a little cooking show. And like I said, it's just me. So I like having get-togethers to share the wealth, but I'll have to pick some foods that'll be good for 2 or 3 days. I like kind of like country cooking, comfort, not the real heavy comfort foods, but like shepherd's pie. I wouldn't mind trying that. Or what is it? Like pot pies. I used to make pot pies. Those were really good. I love chicken. I love steak. I love beef. And I need to add more vegetables. I do like stir fries. So with the winter coming, I like the nice warm like casseroles. So I'll have to go through, and I like hearty. I guess that would be it. So I'm not really too into soups. I know a lot of people like chili. I'm not a big chili eater, but I just don't like beans. So, and then I do want to try some different cuisine from around the world, but I'm still a picky eater. So yeah, Debbie, I will let you know. And I will give you credit. I will give you credit because you've taken the time. I do like comfort foods. Yes. And of course I like macaroni and cheese, but it's like, I can't really eat it because it just feels heavy. But I can have a little. I just had TV dinner. I still call them TV dinners, a microwave dinner. It was like a Salisbury steak and macaroni and cheese. I'm like, this is good, but I like a little bit lighter than that. It is heavy. Yeah. And I'd rather eat like a salad. I love coleslaw now. Stir fries are good. And I'm going to go to, maybe I should take a video. You guys were really nice on my tire video, how I got new tires, and it was received pretty well. So I just posted something about going to different like places around town, giving them like free PR plug. Justin says probably both, just lost touch with reality. I'll agree. I would love to learn about dreams though. I'll have to do that on a different time, but yeah, dreams. I've had answers. I've had things come to me that it like solved the problem I never would have thought. Because like a friend of mine was trying to find somebody that we met, and he lived in Florida, and she knew his name, but we had no idea how to get a hold of him. This is before it was easy to look people up. So for whatever reason, I dreamt that she needed to go to the library and get a phone book and look up his phone number. I have no idea how I knew to do that. I was only like 16 or 17, but I got that answer in a dream. And I would have never thought to find a different state and a different city at my local library. So it's kind of cool how sometimes you get answers that way. You say, yeah, I'm all over the place. Do you struggle with dreams? Because we'll talk about like night terrors and a little bit more about sleep paralysis. And I had one, oh my gosh, I had one where my hand fell asleep. I was really hungry in real life. So I was super exhausted too. So I had a dream that I'm eating this macaroni and cheese I used to make when I was a kid, like 12, 14 years old. If there's nothing in the house, I just took macaroni noodles, put like um just some cheese with it. It wasn't really all that good, but it was like super quick. And I remember like, gosh, this is really hard. I'm trying to grind through this noodle. Turned out it was my finger. My hand was asleep. And so I didn't I almost chewed my finger off just in my sleep because I was too tired. Could you imagine waking up and you don't have a finger anymore because you had a dream about macaroni and cheese? Debbie says, sometimes I dream the same dream more than once. I used to have recurring dreams of my two sisters drowning, two different drowning ones. Still bothers me. I can feel it. But one was face up, one was face down, and they're going around a moat. The other one was way at the bottom of a pool trying to get her up. So that was a recurring dream. I hated that. And Mimi, oh, I love you. Dara, did I say it right? I wonder if it's more like a memory. It shouldn't be a memory because they're alive. But I know sometimes people think about reincarnation. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I don't know. I would think if we were reincarnated, why don't we keep our memory if we're trying to learn a lesson? Some people do experience deja vu. We can talk about that. But yeah, dreams are fascinating. And sometimes they are, I did some videos on it, ways for us to process certain things. And there's also like dreams that can tell you a little bit about what's going on in your life. If you feel like you're flying or if you are naked in your dreams, all those kind of things. Justin says, well, I'll talk about dreams with you sometime. That would be fun. Yeah, I'll get that together. They like even coconuts. Like if there's coconuts in your dreams, it's interesting. And it's not in the Bible. I don't believe in reincarnation, and I do, Mimi. Because I'll tell you what, I almost like was gonna go to sleep today, but I saw your message and I'm like, all right, I'll get ready. So yes, I do. Yes, I do. You're very special, and I don't want you hurting, you know. So just know that you are loved. You are loved. And Cowboy is here. Yeehaw. Um, but yeah, we'll do some more on dreams and sleep paralysis. And it is exactly 2:00. So I'm going to have to keep my attitude in check and go to sleep so I can have a good day tomorrow. We don't want to be too exhausted. So can you see the green? I don't know. It's starting to fade a little bit. So you didn't know. I do. I do. All right. Good night, Debbie. Good night, everybody. And I am not leaving you. I am going to sleep because that only gives me less than 4 hours of sleep. So if you love me too, you'll let me get some sleep. You and I are going to dream about each other tonight, and we will log in tomorrow. I will go a little earlier tomorrow than log in earlier. So Debbie, look, oh, Debbie's already fallen asleep. Guys, thanks so much. Feel free to hit the like and love buttons. And William, thank you for joining. William Gillespie. I know a William Gillespie. I was almost a Gillespie. Like this close. But yeah, that was the story. So I am not leaving you. I am taking a break to get some sleep. All right. I love you too. Good night, guys. And it always takes so long to log off. It's not easy. It's so touchy. All right. Good night, guys. Got all these things to log off. But that was a good conversation. How'd you guys feel about that? All right. See you soon. Good night.